Hey, what's up, guys? So, Happy New Year, 2016. This is the first Monday, I believe, of the year. Yes, it is. And I'm going to try and do something, which we'll see if I can actually keep up with this. I'm going to try and do a little video blog, a short one, sometimes short, sometimes long. We'll see what's going on. I'm going to try and do one every day. For how long? I don't know. Um, can I do such a thing? We'll see. This is the first one. So that's a good start. I'm off to a good start. The first one's here. Here it is. You're experiencing it right now. So I've got a mini format I've written out. It took me 2 seconds to create, so there's that. And that obviously may change over time. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. So I've got a nice backdrop here. Got Max over there, a bit of Zero Drifter over there. That'll probably change. My location may change every time as well. I just try to find a private place in the house where I'm not bothering everyone, and yeah, and then waffle about stuff. And if you like it, great. If not, no worries, whatever. So anyway, so my first piece of information or category that I have written down is what am I currently working on, which is probably a good place to start. Oh my gosh, what am I working on? All right, so I'm finishing up Mutant Mudds Super Challenge, of course, for the 3DS and Wii U. What am I specifically working on right now? So the whole game, well, yeah, I mean, the whole game is about Max getting to the meteorite from the first game that you saw land and shake the ground. Super Challenge is about you trying to get to that thing, the impact site of where that landed, and destroying it. And anyway, so I spent I spent way too much time basically drawing that over the last couple of days. I've been putting it off for a long time. I had just taken the original one from the intro of Muds and just blew it up a couple of times and then shoved it in the level because it's basically landed on the top of a temple, and that's where the power is being kind of drained and kind of whatever transferred into the muddy power or whatever. And you there's an intro level where you kind of like make your way up to that thing, and then something happens, and you'll find out in the game if you check it out. But anyway, so I just shoved a scaled sprite up there for the longest time. That was fine, but I've been putting it off for a while. Anyway, I finally spent a couple of days, and I like it. It turned out pretty good. So that's cool. So that's what I'm currently working on. One of the things, anyway. I'm also doing, Dimension Remastered 2 for the 3DS. I'm not really working on that hands-on right now. Greg and Bob are doing that, so I haven't seen that for a while, but hopefully I'll be able to check it out pretty soon. It's January. We're hoping to finish at the end of this month, so yeah. I should be checking it out pretty soon to see what state it's in, so that'll be interesting. Where else am I working on? Treasure of course. So because Mud Super Challenge has taken a little bit longer than I had anticipated, that's kind of getting in the way, honestly, of getting into Treasure right now. So I'm not really jumping between the two too much right now. I was, but now that I'm trying to finish up Super Challenge, I'm kind of focusing on that more so. But anyway, so Treasure is one of the things I'm working on right now. Not this day, not today, but it is in my mind, and it is something that I need to get back to as soon as possible. So there's that. What else? I think that's the main Renegade Kid games, unless I'm forgetting something really obvious. And also kicking around a few ideas for a new mobile game for my Atui stuff. Touch the Goat, it came out last month. And that was really fun to make that and get it out there and learn from that experience. So now I want to try and use that information towards developing a new mobile game under the Atui name. So yeah, so we'll see how that goes. That's pretty cool. The next category I have down here is the last game that I played, which I am now trying to remember. What was that? A mobile game does pop into... I got a couple, I guess. A mobile game that popped into mind was Landsliders? It's a game where you just slide this little guy around collecting stuff from around a level. I think it's called Landsliders. Pretty neat. Got some people's Game of the Year on mobile. Really nice looking, really cool looking game. Really simple to play, which is nice. So that, I guess, on the mobile. 3DS. Most recently, I guess, I just took a little break from it, just not for any particular reason, but just because another game came up. But I was playing SteamWorld Heist from Image and Form, which is really, really solid. I was really enjoying that. But then Pokemon Mystery Dungeon kind of stole some of my attention for a little while. A game I've been meaning to get to as well. So I've been kind of jumping between those two. So that's my 3DS stuff. Oh, and on the Wii U, actually, I did get to check out Neo Fast Racing, or Fast Neo Racing, or whatever it is. That's really tight, really, really nice on the Wii U. And actually, we did actually get Ultra Smash, or whatever it's called, the tennis game, Mario Tennis, for the Wii U as well, which is just simple fun. You know, I think some people have, you know, had not said great things about it, and I can see that. I mean, it's not a bad game. It's just a really simple game. And I think when you compare it to things like what Camelot did with Mario Tennis on the Game Boy Color and GBA, which were really kind of almost RPG tennis games in a way, had a lot of depth to them. This is just a really simple, casual tennis game. You know, it's good. It's done really well. But, you know, that's all it is. Really simple. What am I currently enjoying? That's what I wrote down for my next thing. I am currently enjoying watching crime case stuff, starting with something on Netflix called Making a Murderer, which was a real documentary of a case, which is very compelling to watch the next episode. Before you know it, you know, you're totally binging on it. That was really cool. That led to then me listening to Serial, which is a podcast, pretty old now, I guess, or a couple of years old, I think. 2014, I think it came out in, which is about another case, which was really fascinating as well. And then I also found something called The Staircase, which is another case. So they're all about these pretty high-profile cases that usually involve a homicide, and then the process of the case in the courtroom, as well as talking to people outside the courtroom, and pretty fascinating stuff. Interesting insight into many things. So I've been enjoying that. I've binged on it a little bit too heavily, so I'm going to take a break from that now, but it was really cool while I was doing it. So, yeah. What am I currently ranting about? I guess the most recent rant, I suppose, would be the game reviews. I wrote a blog about that on my blog, as well as putting it on Gamasutra. Just about the state of game reviews, and them being, I don't know, just different from what I remember when I was growing up. You know, they're in a different state than they were back then. You know, in my perspective on, personally, I like reviews to be providing a service, to be helpful, for someone to make a decision on a game, and a fair and educated decision. And even though, you know, people's opinions can be very, very helpful in helping you make a decision, especially an opinion from someone you trust and you know the history of and so on. There are situations where that person may be reviewing a game that maybe doesn't jive with them, but maybe would jive with you. So their review may not view it in a way that would actually help you make a decision. It might be like, yeah, I didn't like it because of this, this, and this reason, which can be very helpful, of course, if they actually just explain themselves effectively. And I think that's my point, is how deep do you go in explaining and justifying your opinion, and then can that then lead more into a more factual, dare I say, objective analysis of the aspects of the game, in addition to your opinion, not replacing it, and to then provide information to people to make a better decision on the game that they're talking about. Because now it seems most reviews, it's down to the individual's opinion of the game, which makes a lot of sense. But it makes it difficult for you to then understand what does that opinion mean compared to other games. And then when you go to a website, which is made up of numerous individuals writing, the score they may give it, or the words they even write about the game, you can't compare them. You can't compare one individual's opinion versus another person's opinion, obviously, because they're different people. So then it's interesting, because you go to a website and they may score a certain game a certain score, and say certain things about it. Let's say it's really great things and a really high score, and then another game may come out and they say the opposite. They say it's terrible and they give it a low score. What does that mean? You know, on a surface level, you may think, okay, that website, that's this website's opinion of these games, which obviously isn't true. It's really down to the individual's opinions of those games. And in that case, then do you need to dig deeper into that individual and see what other games they've done to kind of get a sense for it? And of course you do, really, to get a true idea of what they mean. And that's kind of what I was trying to get at with my piece, is it's just different than it used to be. I prefer the old way. Obviously, lots of people prefer the new way. But I think at the end of the day, it comes down to reviews need to offer a service for the readers to make an educated decision about a game. However that's accomplished, I think Famitsu does a pretty good job, because they have a main review written, then they'll have the four conclusions, four different conclusions from four different people and their scores, and that's pretty good. It gives you a really good sense, especially if you get to know those people, like, oh, this person likes RPGs and this person likes that and so on. Then you really get a perspective of a game that maybe everyone loves, but they all have different, likes and dislikes. That's like, whoa, that must be a really interesting game to check out, and vice versa. If they across the board hate it, it's like, whoa, okay, maybe that's just a terrible game then. So I think it's just the important thing is to determine what is the best, most effective, most helpful way to provide an opinion or a perspective on a game, on every game, so then someone can look at that article or series of articles or series of comments and make a good decision, a good assumption. Anyway, there you go. So there's that. And then miscellaneous. I don't know if I have anything miscellaneous right now, apart from, I guess, doing this video and trying to do one every day. I think that would be interesting. I wanted to do it just because I used to enjoy doing them. What inspired me to do the videos, actually, many, many years ago, is David Jaffe's videos, who's someone I really respect and admire. He's a good guy. I've met him a few times. We've had a lot of contact over the years. That's what inspired me to do the videos. And I really enjoyed watching his videos, and he doesn't do them as much now. He does actually a lot of Periscope stuff, which is great, but haven't really got into that. So I enjoyed doing the videos. I stopped doing them for a while, so I thought I'd try and do them again. So here I am with video number 1. Hopefully you found something interesting in this, and I will attempt to do one tomorrow. I hope you're doing well. If you have any thoughts on stuff you'd like me to chat about, please leave them in the comments below, and I may chat about them. But this is just a very informal, casual video thing, and we'll see where this goes. Alright guys, well, take care. Good to see you. Hope you have a good day, and Happy New Year to you.